Hi guys, this is Patricia from Yarny Cat Crochet, and this is a yarn winding video. Not really a tutorial, but I have to wind a ball of yarn, and I did tell you guys a while back ago that I would show you how I made a pull string ball for crocheting because, okay, so I got this baby yarn for my son's baby. And I picked yellow because we don't know what it is yet. And it's a real pretty mottled yellow. And it's, well, I wouldn't call it mottled. I think I said I called it creamy the last time. But it's called Sweet Delight Wrap, and it's Sunny. That's the, the name of the colorway. And it's 3.5 ounces, 310 yards. 283 meters, 100 grams. Uses a 4mm knitting needles or 4.5mm crochet hook. It wasn't $5.99. I bought it on the 30% off week, which I'm going again this week, but only because it's my anniversary and that's my present. Presents aren't buying yarn, they're gifts. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. But anyway, this yarn says pull from the outside, and if I'd have read the label, I did sort of read the label, but I wasn't reading it very well. And if I had read it, I would not have bought it because it's too much for me. For one, this is oblong. If you pull the yarn off of this and it's wrapped in a figure eight, it's gonna, or it's not going to pull at all when it's in the bag. And even I tried sticking it on a yarn holder and pulling it that way, and it didn't work very well. It's because of how it is wrapped on here. And I'm a pull the yarn from the middle type of girl. And this wasn't wound that way, so it says pull from the outside. I'm guessing you'd have such a trouble if you tried to pull it from the middle. So, to solve that, I am going to show you how I do it. And I'm going to start it, and then I'm going to show you some things. And then later on, I'm going to finish it and film the finishing of it, but you're going to see it all at once. Because it takes a long time to roll a ball of yarn from this. I do have a yarn ball winder, but it's hand crank, not electric. And now if it was electric, I could do this with the yarn while it was winding up. But no, it's hand crank, so you got to pull some out, hand crank it. It's not worth it to me. If I got to do all that, I'm just going to wind it by hand. So you can take the label off by sliding it off or just ripping it. Some people like to keep the labels. This one actually has looks to be, yes, it has a pattern for that blanket on the inside. Let me see if it says what that pattern is called, because I think you could probably look it up. Baby Blocks Afghan, designed by Marley Miller. You know what? Wait a minute. Yeah, I don't think this is, they put it for free inside the yarn band. Let me see if I did, okay. First of all, that's the block pattern. That tells you, is that upside down? No, that's right side up. That tells you how the blocks are laid out. Quick, take a screenshot of it if you want it. Let me get closer there. You can take another screenshot if you want a clearer picture. Okay, and then oh my goodness. So what I'll try and do is I'll take pictures of the pattern, and I will hopefully you'll be seeing the pictures, and then you can screenshot those. But they put it for free inside here, and it doesn't say do not share. I don't see that anywhere. So it's a design by Marty Miller, And yeah, she's the creator. And then I will, and she doesn't have a link on here for us to go to a channel or anything. So, but she's the designer, and I will put the, and it uses this 3-weight. It's a 3-weight light. I will put this in blocks across the top of the screen. I'll make sure to cut it really good, so and then you can just save it to your pictures, and you could even print it out. But I will have that for you at the end of this if I remember. If I don't remember, say, hey, you told us you were gonna put that up there, because I would really like for you to have that. So anyway, so you find the outside piece, which I found. You're going to want to pull some of it off to get you started. And if I had electric thing, it would be easy for me to sit here and pull it while it was winding it. But, And then you take the end of the string, and you're going to want to hold it. I put it up against my palm like this, and catch it with my 2 fingers. And I'm going to try to do this where it's not so hard to see, but have it like that. And then at first, I wrap it evenly down my fingers. And I want to make it a little bit long at first. Now, you're going to take this, you don't want to do it too tight. You're going to take it off your fingers, and I may have it too tight. I'm going to follow my advice and start over to make it a little bit looser. But so for the pull string ball to work, you can't have it really tight, because then you end up with it getting bound up, and your yarn ripping, tearing, because you can't pull it out anymore. And then what's the point? You start from the middle, and then you have to cut, tie off, restart again. That's no fun. So you just want to go all the way down your fingers, then all the way back up, wrapping, and then all the way down your fingers till you got a certain amount of, I gotta pull some more out, till you've got a certain amount of yarn. And yeah, it takes a little while, but if you don't have the money to buy a yarn ball winder, and you definitely don't have the money to buy an electric one, then this is the Dollar General version of a pull string. And I had to do this for every single one of those balls that I've used in that blanket so far. I believe this is the 4th one, and I had 5 because I bought extra. So I might have enough to, could have been, yeah, I just put the 3rd one on. Yeah, this is the 4th one. And I might have enough to make a baby bonnet or a baby sweater to go with the blanket. It depends on how much they take, because there's quite a bit in these, in this, because yardage, because it's a 3-weight, not a 4. So anyway, so yeah, just like I said, go up and down. Make sure you keep that little string loose, because that's going to be the start of your pull. And you could put a little sticker on that if you wanted to. This one's a little frayed. You could stick a little sticker on it to keep it from fraying anymore. And also, when you go to pull out, you have that little, because if you're not going to do it right away, or you're going to stick it down in your bag for like you're going on a trip or whatever, then that'll keep your little string good, and then you know where to find the beginning and everything. But it's not a big deal if you don't. But anyway, you want to get a good amount on there to begin with, because then you're going to pull it off, and then it gets just a tiny bit trickier, but not really tricky. It's fairly simple. Okay, so you're going to want to gently make sure you keep your piece. Oh, I didn't follow my lesson, and then it went right inside. But anyway, so now you've got this. Keep it together. Don't squish it, because you don't want, like I said, you don't want it too tight. I mean, you can squish it a little bit, because now I'm going to make sure that stays out. That's the top. And now I'm going to wrap it from bottom to top on one side a couple times. And make sure, like I said, that piece stays out. And then cross over and do it the other side a couple of times. And then the other side. And then the other side. And then turn it. Now you could do this in as many numbers as you want. You can turn it sooner, or you could do the top a little bit and then turn it. It's okay. It doesn't really matter as long as you don't go too tight on the ball. Now eventually, and I'm not going to do it for very long because it would bore you all to tears. Now make sure you keep an eye on where your string is. It's right there. That's the top. And that's why I call them little joy bombs, because once you get it into a ball, it looks like a fuse. Little bombs of joy. I know in some countries that'll get you kicked off of YouTube. So I'm sorry if you're in one of those countries where you can't say that word. But joy bombs are not destructive. They're actually build up a community. I know very many joy bombs. A lot of my friends are joy bombs in my life. I have friends I talk to through the magic of text messaging and the phone calling, and I've never met these people in real life, but I know them well enough that I'm not, they're not strangers. You got to be careful making friends on the internet, but anyway, I've got a lot of people in my life that are little joy bombs, and I appreciate them so much. So what I'm doing is I'm just wrapping a few wraps and then turning the ball and then wrapping some more wraps. And there's no rhyme or reason to it. I like to just try and keep it as neat and as not tight as possible, because you want that middle to be able to pull out and not get bound up, because then what was the point in you making the yarn ball? But you can wrap it around the middle and then turn it a little and then wrap it some more, always keeping that string unhindered. You don't want to wrap near that string, because that's going to be basically your hole, the middle that you're going to pull it out. And it doesn't matter if your ball is round. The last one I made was kind of flat. It looks like this one might end up being flat. And how you can make it more round is just watch where you're wrapping it. After just try to evenly wrap it all the way around. But this one looks like it's going to be a flatter ball. And we even see those kind of balls in some of the finer merino wool balls of yarn that you can get. Oh, glad my bag was down there. But anyway, just keep wrapping and turning, and don't wrap it tight. Okay, so you see where we're at right now, and I just keep turning it and wrapping it. But you see where we're at right now with it. I'm going to show you at the end. There's going to be another video when I'm done, and not another video, but I'm going to make another video when I'm done and then splice it in with this video. But you'll see the ball when it's done, because I'm not trying to keep you here forever on just a yarn ball. Okay. And now, something I wanted to show you, and I don't know where, oh, I put it in here. Okay, so I had an acquisition. A while back ago, I think it was like a month ago, I ordered a crochet hook from a lady. Sienna's Boutique. It's all one word on Etsy. I'm going to put it up on top of the screen, but it's Sienna's Boutique. And instead of boutique, it's boutique. It's pretty cool. Anyway, she makes crochet hooks, and she designs them, and she also makes stitch markers. And I ordered this #2 pencil. It's a Susan Bates hook, and it's a 4mm, a G, 4mm. And it is super duper cute. And it comes with this little eraser, you know, like those. Oh, sorry, you guys, I'm not trying to hypnotize you. Uh, this little, you know, like the rubber erasers, but it's not. It's I think it's like that polymer clay, but super duper cute. I just love it. It's a little iridescent. It's hard to tell in the picture, but anyway. And then she puts these little hooks on the end so you could hook your stitch marker on there. Isn't that adorable? And then you have that. Not only is it just cute, but then you have that stitch marker in case you want to need it. It's just right there. I thought that was super just ingenious. And she made the pencil look really cute. It looks like a little sharpened pencil. I really I like that it says number 2. And I just really like it a lot. And I've crocheted with it. And I can't show you what I crocheted with it because that's part of my giveaway. There's a giveaway somewhere in my my universe of videos on my channel. Fairly recent video. I'm not going to tell you which one it is. I'll let you work for it. But there's the giveaway. And well, actually, I have 2 giveaways going on right now. But one you have to make stuff for. And then the other one is just, if you guess right, guess what I'm making in the video, then you get entered into up to $5 pattern on Etsy of your choice. And so, sorry, I'm trying to, I don't know if that's any better or not. But anyway, so I've crocheted with it because I was making what I was making in that video with it, and it crochets pretty good. My husband asked me, is it easy to crochet with it because it's different, you know, it's a different thickness and everything. And I told him, well, it is a little bit thicker than what I'm used to, so I'm using my muscles differently. And so I do notice a little bit of a tightening of my hand because I'm using my muscles in a different position, in a different way, because I crochet pencil or pen, however you want to say it, and kind of like holding a chopsticks, you know, the same position. And I don't normally have my hands that far apart. My hands are usually, see the thickness? This is my Page, the Red Panda crochet hook from Woobles. I finally got it in the mail. But you see the difference? See, this is flat, and this one's round, you see? Most of my crochet hooks are about this thickness, and that's not as thick. So I'm using my muscles in a different way. And for rheumatoid arthritis, you can tell. And I'm sure probably somebody who doesn't have problems with their hands could tell because they're still your muscles and you're still working them different. So, but I've gotten used to it. I made a whole item and I'm pretty good. I tend to hold toward the end of the grippy anyway. And right where the grippy is, it gets thinner. So it's not as bad. And it's not bad at all once my hand gets used to the thickness of it. It's just so adorable. I highly recommend you guys checking her out. Sienna's Boutique. And she's got all kinds of really cute ones on there. I might have took a picture of her screen of some different ones. And if I did, I'll put them up here, there, and yonder. So you guys can see some of the things she had at the time that I took the picture, because, you know, people buy things up, you know, but she does make to order, and it does take a little bit of time. I think she said 4 to 6 weeks. I don't remember, but you could check out her shop, which I'm going to link in the description below. I watched another YouTube creator show her pencil, and that's how I went to get it, because I'm like, oh, I love it so much. I just used to love to get my school supplies. And even so now, when they have school supply sale, I'll go buy papers. I'm probably not even going to use them, but I go buy pencils and papers, and just because of just memories, you know. But so you can go to her shop and check her out, and hopefully buy you a crochet hook. I bought one that I thought I would use more before. I usually buy 5 millimeters is my favorite 5 and 5.5 is usually what I use. But I've been doing more with DK. And so I thought a 4 millimeter, I'm not really a 3.5 millimeter person, but everybody's got a different comfort level. And I like the 4. And so if I'm using smaller yarn, of course, I've got other crochet hooks if I'm using teenier yarn, which I hardly ever use. And I don't use huge, bulky yarn either. I can't, it messes with me. But 4, 3.5, I've gotten used to those. And here recently, I've been knitting with 1. Knitting's a little bit easier to me with the thinner, the thinner yarn. But isn't that just adorable? It's so adorable. And you got your hook right there ready your stitch marker right there ready in case you need it. So cute. You could probably put 2 stitch markers on there, but I wouldn't put too many because then it, you won't have no room and it might break your stitch markers. But I just really, I think this is just genius and just cute, adorable. And the Susan Bakes hooks, if you like those, that's the kind that she uses, and I had no trouble at all. But anyway, that's the acquisition, and in a minute you'll see the completed pull string ball, and you'll see how it pulls out. So I'm going to stop right here because we're at 21 minutes, and I will be right back, and then I'll end the video. See you in a minute. Okay guys, so we're back. I just had a piece of chocolate. I hope I don't have it on my face. My shirt is not a napkin, but I just wanted to make sure. I'm going to take a drink of my tea. I have Earl Grey and lemon balm. I know it sounds like a weird combination, but lemon balm is sort of lemony, and Earl Grey has bergamot, so it kind of really weirdly works. And I want to get the lemon balm in for nerve pain. I'm not a doctor and I'm not giving medical advice, but I heard it helps. So kampai or cheers. Kampai is Japanese, but anyway, so this is the pull string ball. Isn't it cute? And I managed to get it round. It was flat for a little bit, but if you strategically wrap it, and that's the 3.5 ounce started out like this, ended up like this. A lot easier for me to manage when I'm crocheting, and look, woo, so smooth. Now I got the string pulled out, and I'm hurry up and I'll crochet it and it'll be all right. But pull string, and it was easy because we didn't wrap it too tight. That's the key. I mean, you want to wrap it tight enough where it stays, wound, because it's a firm ball, but you're gently doing it as you go around and around. You build up your layers, and you always see how the middle, I always kept that open, so it's a little bit of a dent in there, but that helps you when you go to pull it at the end. And all I did when I got to the very end string, you can see right here, I just tucked it in, and it stays like that. The ball, what it does when you're crocheting, I'm sorry, the lights are just really messing with my eyes. The ball, when you're crocheting, eventually just deflates to the very end, and I have no problems. I don't get any, if you're careful when you're wrapping side by side by side, you don't get any yarn barfs like you would in a pull string that you got from the factory or whatever. I don't do this for the ones that are already pull string, and I deal with the yarn barfs as I come to them. But the ones that say on the label, pull from the outside, that little green box right there, it's like, oh, if I'd have read it, if I'd only read it. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this little knot tutorial, and that you use it in the future to your benefit. And if you do, let me know how you liked it. Was it beneficial information. I would like to know that. And one suggestion is, if you got to do this and you don't have a lot of time, say you have to do things in increments, and sometimes you sit down for crocheting. Well, if you got to get your yarn ready before you crochet, do it while you're watching a movie. Do it while you're watching another YouTuber's videos. They need it. And or during a live, when you're watching somebody's live, whatever you're doing, you could sit there and wind that ball, and that's a good use of your time. You're gonna watch the movie anyway. You might as well be winding your ball while you're watching your movie, and then when you're ready to crochet, you have it. And like I said, if you wanted to, you could take one of those little a little sticker and just fold it in half over there, and then you'd have that. Of course, it would be right here at that point, but you could have that easy pull string. A lot of yarns that have center pulls do have something on the end of it, like a little sticker, but you don't have to. But anyway, it pulls. It's so joyous. It's oddly satisfying, and I'm easily amused. But I hope you guys are being little joy bombs in your corner of the world, sharing your craft, sharing your passion, and sharing your joy, sharing the information and tips and tricks that help you to help other people. Don't gatekeep. And while you're out and about running your errands, buying that yarn, getting a latte, paying your bills, we all have to do it. Make sure when you run across someone, you give them your best smile, because you don't know what that person's been through, and your smile might be just what they need to turn their day around. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.